Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lions Den with another news and commentary. Rapper Eve has saying that the Black Lives Matter protest is basically feeling uncomfortable because she was in an interracial marriage with Maximilian. You know what? Maximilian. So, and I'm going to respond to her after this video. So I want you to check this video out, and I'm going to give you the rest of my commentary.
People are angry. And people want and need to be heard. I mean, conversations need to happen. You know, it was interesting. There was one story that I saw. I think his name was Chris Swanson. He's from Genesee County. He's the sheriff there. And what he did was so fascinating, and I thought was so great, is he had his officers take their helmets off, put their weapons down, and he said, "Talk to me. What do you need?" And they said, "Walk with us. Walk with us," and say his name. And he did. And what I love about him is he's calling for peace, a night of peace, where we can talk to the police, kind of like what Los Angeles County tried to do back then. We need more of that. I mean, what do you all think? I'd love to hear.
No, it's true. These conversations have to be had. I am in an interracial relationship. I am having some of the most difficult and uncomfortable conversations I think I've ever had, and vice versa with my husband. But at the same time, it's a beautiful thing because he can never see my life. You know, I can't see, I don't know his life through his eyes. He doesn't know my life through my eyes. All we can do is all he can do is try to understand and try to ask the questions. And he wants to understand. And that's what that's what the world has to do. It's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable, but we have to be okay with being uncomfortable so that we can get to a solution. We need a solution. We have to get somewhere. It's crazy. It's so overwhelming. I think the things that keep me calm, because I have been glued to the TV and to the news like everyone else, is, like you said, Pat, there are some people that are having peaceful protests, beautiful, peaceful protests with their fists in the air and their hands in the air in all different colors and genders, all together on one knee, wanting to get past this. That's what actually keeps me from getting too emotional, because I can't even help but be emotional. I was watching CNN with Don Lemon, and he was interviewing Spike Lee, and Spike Lee did a little mashup kind of movie about Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing and how he died. That was 30 something years ago, and he mixed it in with the way that George Floyd died. And it was in I don't want to forget his name. Yes, exactly. I was going to say Gardner, sorry, Eric Gardner. And he mixed it in, and it was exactly the same noises, exactly the same chokehold, exactly the same please, the pleading. And it's just like, why are we, and just what you said, Pat, all the stories that you covered, how are we repeating? I feel like we have hit we're under rock bottom. We are under rock bottom. The only thing we can do now is to build up. I pray that we can build up from here. That is, I just hope.
I want to get everybody in here. So, sure.
No, can I just add, Eve, you just said something so powerful to me. You said, teach our children the history. I think everybody needs to do their part to stamp out racism and hate, and I believe it starts in the home. It's taught. Children aren't born that way. We need to teach our kids the history of racism so that they can understand what people of color have been through, what they're going through, and we need to be allies to all people who are discriminated against, because we need to teach our children to love and respect all people. That's what our country was founded upon, was diversity. And, you know, to be those instruments of change, I don't know, I just think that it has to start now, and we cannot tolerate this any longer. It has to start in the home.
Marie, what you say, what this country was founded on, this country was founded on slaves.
That's right.
This country was built by slaves.
That's right.
Cotton was picked by slaves.
That's right.
In this country was about slavery. That's why you had the Civil War.
Civil War.
Slavery.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But I believe in hope. And I think the Civil War brought that.
I did, but it's still going on, Maria.
Yeah.
20 years later, it's
You know the difference, ladies?
on and on.
Mrs. O, you're right. The difference to me this time as well, there were more diverse voices.
Yes.
There was more diversity in people that were protesting this time, certainly than 1992. And most of them peacefully. Again, we saw some that got very violent. And I'm just going to say this, from what we understand, or what I've heard reported, that there were extremists on both sides of the aisle that helped some of these demonstrations. But for the most part, I saw a lot of people from all different walks of life and backgrounds that were out protesting, and that are out this morning and in the days past cleaning up some of the areas that were vandalized. So that's a group effort. That's people coming together, at least.
Okay, well, we're going to continue this very important discussion when we come right back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Eve, talking about that, you know, I feel uncomfortable of, you know, my husband, we're in an interracial relationship. This isn't about you, Eve. It's about why we're protesting. It's about why we're out there every single day, putting fists in the air, fighting for our justice and our rights. You know, my thing with that is that it's all about her. This isn't about you, Eve. It's about why we're protesting. It's about why we're out here demonstrating for George Floyd, for Ahmaud Arbery, for Breonna Taylor and other victims that lost their life. It's about it's about racism. It's about white supremacy. That's why we're out there. And the thing with Eve is that she is all about her. Well, I felt uncomfortable of telling my husband about this, about the Black Lives Matter protest. This isn't about you. And see, this is why a person who's in an interracial relationship has to understand what is it about. And the problem is with even other people who's in an interracial relationship, they basically don't want to say what they want to say because they don't want to offend or hurt your spouse. Well, here's my thing with this. This is why if you're in an interracial relationship or you're in an interracial marriage, you have to understand there's gonna be some differences about this. But Eve took it a step further and make it about her and her marriage. To me, this is not, again, people, this is not about her or her marriage. I don't even care who she married. The point I'm making is that this isn't about your marriage. It's about why we're protesting. It's about why we're out there demonstrating. So I want you guys to really want you guys to really think about why that I'm doing this video about Eve, because she made it more about her than on why people are protesting. So y'all let me know what you think about this. Like, click subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this Lions is signing off. Deuces.